Well, radio football wars are certainly nothing new in the AFL, but this year things are certainly warming up with the return of one of the legends of the sport.
And welcome to 3WRB 97.4 FM, football's best in the West. I'm Harry Beitzel, and that's my say.
He's possibly been the most outspoken, the most controversial and the most listened to man to call Australian football in Melbourne. For more than 3 decades, the former VFL field umpire belted those nasal tones out through the airwaves. You either loved or hated Harry Beitzel. Now at age 64, the one-time king of football radio is back. Not at the helm of 3AW, the top rating station in the city he once ruled, but with a shoestring operation, broadcasting out of this tiny little studio in a suburban shopping market.
Good evening, this is Gordon Riddell. You're tuned to 3WRB 97.4 FM. The time is 6 o'clock. And now it's over to Harry Beitzel and the boys, live from the Melbourne Cricket Ground.
Harry is back and the big boys don't like it. Harry and his faithful sidekick, little Tommy Laeth, an octogenarian who's played alongside the Big H longer than both care to remember. 3WRB FM is a community station that spans the western suburbs of Melbourne. It can be heard along the Maribyrnong River, where the fishing fleets rock at anchor, through the solid working class areas under the shadow of the Westgate Bridge, and into the heartland of Bulldog territory, where the Vietnamese storefronts announce a whole new generation of possible doggy fans.
Possibly up to 250,000, 300,000. Our actual listening audience, very hard to judge, but the words got out, and I'm sure a lot of people are aware of the fact that 3WRB are broadcasting the AFL season, every game.
On a Friday night, some 58,000 have turned up at the Melbourne Cricket Ground to watch Footscray, third in 1992, meet perennial crowd favourites Collingwood. The battlers of the AFL have survived takeovers and mergers and have become trendsetters by funding their own radio coverage of their own games.
It'll get big, it'll get bigger. When they said it was minuscule audience, let me assure you it'll grow every minute of every Saturday, every weekend. It'll grow bigger and bigger.
Beitzel has had his ups and downs in recent years. His decision to leave 3AW was not a great one. His move to 3AK ill-fated, but now, after 2 years out of the game, he's back where he feels at home.
The ball goes up, the first bounce of the 1993 season, knocked down by Wind. Wind got it down to where Wallace had a chance of Footscray. Lost it. Francis pounces on it. Francis of Collingwood drives it down. Oh, should have been a mark to Collingwood. Up down their forward line, a golden opportunity missed by young Rocker.
He scoffs at the criticism from 3AW, who felt angered at the intrusion of this tiny western suburbs-based outfit.
I think it was done for publicity reasons. I think Steve Price took a gamble and said, this is worthwhile for us, publicity-wise, and he took that option. And it wouldn't have done 3AW any harm. What it did, though, it did 3WRB 97.4 FM, the best in football in the West. It did them a remarkable amount of good.
As for the Big H, as he's been known over the years, the Bulldogs can now prepare for the Beitzel treatment. The full coverage, with expert comments from Little Tommy and former skipper Laurie Sandilands thrown in.
Yes, a classic case of David and Goliath. Stephen Phillips reporting on 3WRB taking on the big boys.